The 2019-20 budget is balanced, and it's the right balance for Saskatchewan. This year's budget provides the right balance by increasing support for mental health, for vulnerable families, and for persons with disabilities. It increases funding to classrooms, and it improves highway safety. This budget contains no new taxes or tax increases, so it's the right balance to keep our economy strong. It balances much-needed investments with carefully managed spending in order to achieve a balanced budget, one that's affordable and sustainable now and in the years ahead. Saskatchewan's 2019-20 budget is balanced with a projected surplus of $34.4 million. Higher surpluses of $49 million, $72 million, and $84 million are projected for the 3 fiscal years that follow. The government's operational debt will not increase in 2019-20. Revenue is forecast at $15.03 billion in this budget, up about $782 million or 5.5% compared to last year's budget. Expense of $14.99 billion is projected this year, up from the previous year's budget of $382 million or 2.6%. The 2019-20 budget provides increased support in almost every area in health, social services and assistance, protection of persons and property, education, agriculture, community development, environment and natural resources, and transportation. This budget's total investment in health in 2019-20 is projected to be $5.89 billion. That's a $123 million increase or 2.1% compared to last year's budget. The 2019-20 budget includes a strong focus on mental health. Funding for targeted mental health and addictions initiatives is increasing by nearly $30 million in this budget to a total of $402 million. This represents the largest commitment ever to mental health services in Saskatchewan, and it includes funding for more than 140 new beds for mental health and addictions treatment. This budget increases operating funding to the Saskatchewan Health Authority to $3.6 billion, up more than $113 million or 3.2% compared to last year. This budget also provides $558,000 in new funding to create and launch a new provincial organ donor registry, which we hope encourages Saskatchewan people to register their intent to donate. Specific healthcare initiatives in this budget include funding the pre-construction design of a new Victoria Hospital in Prince Albert and a hospital in Weyburn. This budget provides $23 million in increased operational funding to the Jim Patterson Children's Hospital, which will open this fall, so that doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals can provide the best care for our children. This year's budget provides $700,000 increase for the Autism Individualized Funding Benefit. As a result, the benefit will increase by 50% from $4,000 to $6,000 annually per claimant for each child with autism under the age of 6. This budget continues to improve care for seniors by investing to replace the Northland Pioneers Lodge in Meadow Lake, fulfilling our government's commitment to replace 13 long-term care facilities for seniors across the province. This budget also increases home care support to help people stay safely in their homes as long as possible through the Connected Care program. This budget also provides $1.1 million, an increase of more than $660,000 to the Alzheimer's Society for the First Link program. First Link assists people who are newly diagnosed with dementia get the help they need as soon as possible. This budget makes a $1.4 billion total investment in social services and assistance, an increase of $51.4 million or 3.7% compared to last year. This budget provides an increase of more than $27 million to support at-risk children and families. Community-based organizations and those who deliver services to children and families and provide support for people with intellectual disabilities will receive an additional $5.9 million in 2019-20. As part of this increase, through a new $1.4 million investment, foster families will be eligible for additional monthly payments once they complete specific training to increase their caregiving skills. Our government continues to strive to make Saskatchewan the best place in Canada for persons with physical and intellectual disabilities, and this budget provides $6.6 million increase in support for adults with intellectual disabilities, a $6.3 million increase for the Saskatchewan Assured Income for Disability, or the SED program. This budget invests in our children's education, $3.28 billion in total, up more than $19 million compared to last year. Saskatchewan school divisions will receive $1.9 billion in operating funding for the 2019-20 school year, an increase of more than $26 million year over year. This budget increases school division funding while education property tax remains unchanged. This budget includes more than $72 million for childcare, enabling the provision of more than 16,700 childcare spaces across the province. That's an increase of 7,000 spaces since 2007-08. Funding for the Ministry of Advanced Education exceeds $727 million in this budget. More than $672 million of that amount will go towards operating and capital grants for Saskatchewan's post-secondary institutions, including nearly $88 million in funding for the College of Medicine at the University of Saskatchewan. This budget increases funding for the student loan program by $4.7 million and provides $78 million in continued funding for the graduate retention program. To ensure the continued sustainability of our financial supports for students and to ensure that support is targeted to the students that need it most, the Saskatchewan Advantage Scholarship is being converted to a needs-tested support. Investment into these three areas, health, education, and social services and assistance, is $10.6 billion in this budget, which is up 67%, or $4.3 billion since 2007-08. These three priority areas account for 71% of our overall government expense in this budget. To improve safety at highway intersections, this budget provides $13 million as the first step of a 5-year, $65 million enhanced intersection safety program. That program will improve signage, sightlines, and lighting, and add safety features like rumble strips at intersections throughout the province. This budget includes more than $60 million for twinning and passing lane projects. Overall, this budget provides funding to improve about 1,000 kilometers of the highway network in 2019-20. This budget includes more than $15 million to continue funding 128 municipal police positions and targeted police initiatives across the province. This budget provides more than $251 million in municipal revenue sharing, a $10.5 million increase compared to last year. A new formula developed by the province with the municipal sector is based on revenue generated by 0.75% point of the provincial sales tax. Since 2007-08, municipal revenue sharing has nearly doubled, an increase of more than $124 million. Including revenue sharing, infrastructure funding, and a number of other grants and initiatives, this budget provides more than $437 million in direct provincial support to municipalities from multiple ministries across government. That's an increase of $25.4 million, or 6.2% compared to last year. This budget also includes $211 million in targeted investment that will benefit First Nations and Métis people, communities, businesses, and organizations, a 4.7% increase compared to last year. This budget also provides an increase of $2.25 million for a total of $27 million to help deliver the Sarcan beverage container collection and recycling program. This budget delivers $2.7 billion for infrastructure capital investment in 2019-20. $1.6 billion of capital investment will be in the commercial crown sector, and $1.1 billion in capital investment in executive government ministries and agencies. This budget provides capital investment of $103 million for healthcare infrastructure, including $12 million to begin construction of a new long-term care facility to replace Northland Pioneers Lodge at Meadow Lake. and $5 million for pre-construction design of a new Victoria Hospital in Prince Albert and a new hospital in Weyburn. Infrastructure investment in the K-12 school system in this budget exceeds $95 million. Projects include the consolidation and replacement of St. Pius and Argyle schools in Regina, and a new joint-use school to replace Sacred Heart, St. Mary, Empire, and Westmount schools in Moose Jaw. This budget also provides funding to plan the replacement of St. Francis School in Saskatchewan, and it includes $29 million for ongoing construction of the new schools in Rostern and Weyburn. Municipal infrastructure funding exceeds $229 million in this budget, an 11% increase from last year. Saskatchewan's major commercial crown corporations will undertake a number of capital projects in 2019-20. Harpauer's $873 million planned capital investment will connect more customers and expand electricity generation assets. Harpauer will also continue to renew its distribution and transmission systems this year. SaskTel will enhance service to its customers with capital investment totaling $321 million in 2019-20. This includes 41 new cellular sites this year as part of a 2-year initiative to add 100 new cellular sites in smaller communities across Saskatchewan. Sask Energy will make $340 million in capital investments in 2019-20 to meet growing customer demand, as well as to ensure the integrity of its natural gas transmission and distribution systems. Sask Water's planned $32 million in capital investments in 2019-20 will go towards maintenance of existing infrastructure, as well as the creation of new water and wastewater systems. Our province has among the lowest personal and corporate taxes in the country, and there is no tax increases or new taxes in this budget. The budget contains new non-refundable tax credits for volunteer firefighters and volunteer medical first responders who serve to protect and help Saskatchewan people when they need it the most. Beginning with the 2020 taxation year, individuals with at least 200 hours of volunteer service in a year will be able to claim a $3,000 tax credit. This budget also includes measures that will ensure the people of Saskatchewan receive a fair and balanced return for their potash. The base payment component of the potash production tax is intended to provide a simple, flat payment per ton of potash sales. However, it has gradually been eroded by currently allowable deductions. To address this, effective April 1st, the calculation of the potash production tax will be simplified by eliminating these deductions. This budget achieves the right balance by investing in hospitals, schools, highways, and municipal and crown infrastructure to help meet the needs of a growing population and economy, while ensuring the debt is managed responsibly. At March 31st, 2020, the province's net debt is forecast to be $12.4 billion, one of the lowest among provinces as a percentage of GDP. All government debt, including that of the Crown corporations, is forecast to remain manageable at $21.7 billion on March 31st, 2020, up $1.8 billion from last year due to further investment in capital. Government's operating debt is forecast to remain unchanged in 2019-20 at $6.15 billion, about 10% lower than it was in 2008, resulting in cumulative savings of nearly $1.2 billion in interest payments. The 2019-20 budget is balanced, and it's the right balance for Saskatchewan people. The province's economy is strengthening, our province is growing. The 2019-20 budget is our government's plan to continue to balance into the future, to sustain needed investments in high-quality government services for all of Saskatchewan's people. The 2019-20 budget balances those needed investments with carefully managed spending and continues to develop a stable, sustainable revenue base without raising taxes. Thank you, and I will take your questions.